Y'all, this is so funny because here I am on social media with what I'm about to share, and this is the place where we share all of our best stuff. But I've been thinking lately that when we treat all of our relationships just like we treat each other here on social media, when we only share the highlight reels of our lives, it's kind of hard to really get to know each other. And that's a great reason for us to share not just the amazing things that are happening, but also our personal struggles. But there's another really great reason that I've been thinking about. And the best reason to do that is because when we share our personal struggles, we share a whole lot more about God and his story and what he's doing in our lives. Let me explain. So the more I study the Bible, the more I am absolutely amazed at how messed up God's people are. My daughter refers to them as the ultimate drama queens. I have been walking through the book of Genesis, for example, with a group of ladies at my church, and just looking at the big three, the Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and their families, and we have a total soap opera. We're talking jealousy, adultery, cheating, lying, murder, rape, sibling rivalries, daddy issues, favoritism, pride, manipulation, you name it. It's there in this foundational set of generations of God's holy people. That's crazy. That's insane. And yet it's all recorded for us in Scripture. God makes his promises to this messed up bunch of folks, and he knows them, and he makes his promises to them anyway. And not only that, but when they do their messed up things, he still keeps his promises. There's nothing, it seems, that they can do that is so awful that God's going to renege on the things that he has promised are going to happen for them and for the generations that come. If God can work with people like that, then maybe he can work with someone like me. And so I wonder why sometimes I find it so hard for me to be real about my personal struggles, and I'll minimize them, and I'll just say they're no big deal, or maybe I won't even talk about them at all. You see, God might be telling a story of his grace and his power through my faults and failures, just as much as he has throughout the entire rest of Scripture. And if I choose to hide those things, well, then I'm hiding an important part of God's story and what he wants to show the world through my life. Now, he wants to show off through some of the amazing things and the blessings and my strengths for sure, but I think he also wants to show off some of his grace and his redeeming power and his ability to save and work all things for good through my struggles, through my mistakes, through the times when he proves himself to be faithful, even though I am faithless. And so I think about how much of our Bibles would be flat out missing if we only had the highlight reels of the biblical heroes of our faith. Well, the entire book of Jonah would be out completely for sure. Probably Job wouldn't be there either. You think about King David and his struggles when he got caught in adultery and then murdering one of his friends to cover it up. And there are so many Psalms that come out of not only that struggle, but all of King David's struggles. And he wrote like 73 of the Psalms. So we would be missing a whole bunch of Psalms. I don't think we'd know very much about the Apostle Peter or probably any of Jesus' disciples. So many of Paul's letters even were in response to major issues that Christians were having. If we're not willing to open up our lives, all of it, and get real with each other about not just the highs of our faith, but the lows as well, well, we're kind of shortchanging God's story here. I get it. Sharing our faults and failures is risky business. There need to be limits. I will go ahead and confess that the only reason I have on makeup today is because I was going to film this video. I was in my PJs and I just didn't think it was appropriate for me to be that real with you here online. When we are showing our flaws, when we are risking, putting our personal struggles on display, we're risking someone maybe rejecting us or judging us or taking advantage of our weaknesses. But I think we risk something when we choose not to share the real parts of our lives as well. We risk not sharing God's story with someone who may desperately need to hear it.